Guys, we made it. It's Friday. It's been a pretty interesting week, I would say, energetically speaking. We're in the middle of the eclipse, and also Mars is doing a lot of things. And so energetically, you have probably felt very, very overwhelmed. Um, and there's just been a lot of chaos and a lot of changes. Um, this is this has the opportunity to really change the trajectory of your life if you choose it to. I by no means believe that God would put us through heartbreak or anything like that purposely to hurt us or in any way. But what I do believe is that when we are presented with obstacles or when we are presented with tragedy or heartbreak or anything like that, it is an opportunity to learn a lot about ourselves or to choose different paths or to allow the crisis to put you into alignment. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Hi, I'm Kate the Angel Medium. If you're new here, welcome. We are an incredibly powerful community collective of earth angels and intuitives, empaths, healers, and I just love this collective. I'm just very proud of the community that we have built together. I channel Archangel Michael and all the angels of the highest Christed light, including yours and mine, to deliver you these raw and uncut and unedited messages. I try to post Monday through Fridays. It's not always easy. I do wear many, many hats. I do find this to be my mission. My purpose is to share my journey with you, but also my messages from Archangel Michael. I did not post yesterday because the other day, a kitten that we had rescued, not the one that you saw in my previous video, a different one, my orange kitty that I found in my backyard, passed away. It was very, very heartbreaking. We were very, 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 very in love with this kitten. Um, and so I was in mourning, and I'm still in mourning, but I'm using this opportunity to remind myself of certain things, why I chose this spiritual journey, and why I'm here now. And I think the hardest thing in life, whether you are grieving a loss of a departed loved one, I have dealt with a lot of grief in my life. I've lost my father to suicide. I've lost my stepfather to cancer. I lost a child when I was pregnant at 5 months. And so I understand this very well. And I've also experienced a lot of heartbreak and betrayal. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I've had to start over many, many times. I would say I'm quite an expert at starting over. And that's kind of about what we're talking about today. I think when we start over, a lot of us don't know where to start. And one thing that I have found is to decide who I want to be. Who am I going to be in this next version of myself, this next era? And I think a lot of that us are experiencing right now. Well, I know a lot of us are experiencing this right now because that's what this eclipse season is all about. It's about tearing away all of the things that are no longer serving us, the energy leaks, seeing divine clarity and really deciding who we want to be. But Kate, how do I figure out who I want to be? Well, these are kind of the list. This is the list that I use personally, and I'm using again because I'm going through a whole nother transformation, just like you guys, where I am deciding who this next version of Kate is going to be. And so I'm going to share with you my personal questions that I use right now. And yeah, I got these from Archangel Michael. He is my go to, as you know. And I'm happy to share them with you. And I will put them in the description box so you can screenshot and save them. And I really suggest you take a look at these because they will really help you try to figure out who you want to be next. See, you really need to interrogate yourself in a way and with bold, almost surgical questions that really cut through the excuses and expose the version of you that already exists, but you just haven't claimed it yet. And that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it together, and I'm going to hold your hand as best as I can. And I hope that you take this seriously because when you take things seriously, you get serious results. And the biggest message here today is it's time for you to take yourself seriously. You're worthy of taking yourself seriously. You're worthy of stepping into your most authentic version of yourself and by creating the life you've always dreamed of, one step at a time. So I'm going to jump right in. So, first question that I always start out for myself is if I fully believe that God put me here to win, how would I show up today? How would you show up today? How would you show up today? Just think about that. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. I'm going to move right to the next one because you're going to see why. I'm not going to make this hard for you. I'm going to make this very easy, okay? Number 2, what habits, choices, or people belong to the old me? And what does the new me refuse to touch? This is all about what I love the most. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. We love sacred boundaries. And boundaries has been really hard for me my whole life. It's why I talk about it so much because I grew up in a home where I wasn't really allowed to have boundaries. And so, what habits now or choices or even people in your circle right now are you taking with you or are you not taking with you? And then I want you to sit there and ask yourself, whether you write it down on paper or speak it into your notes, whatever you choose to do. And I want you to say, what am I no longer allowing in this next identity? Number 3, how would I move, speak, and think if I already had everything I'm manifesting? How would you move? With the version of you that has received everything you could ever dream of, what would their daily life look like? What would they eat? How would they talk? How would they dress? Number 4, what is the non negotiable standard the new me lives by that the old me kept bending on? Non negotiable boundaries. Remember what I talk about all the time. There is no point in having a boundary if they're negotiable. You might as well not have them. Do not let people have you try to compromise on your boundary because then what was the point of having them? Because they don't believe that your boundaries are sacred anymore because you don't treat them like they're sacred. For me, I refuse to have any relationship with anybody who's narcissistic because it is not emotionally safe for me. I don't care if you're my brother. I don't care if you're my parent. I don't care if you're my neighbor, a former friend. If you are narcissistic, I will not have a friendship with you or relationship with you. Not only that, but you will not have any access to me either. I refuse because I am worthy of having healthy relationships. I will not have conversations with people that are nasty to me or anyone else. I also refuse to have relationships or conversations or energy exchanges with anybody that's constantly complaining because words are spells and I don't want to be anywhere near that. And I certainly won't have anything to do with people that are stuck in the victim mentality because that is unsafe for me. 5, if I stripped away fear, guilt, or people pleasing, what would I choose without hesitation? What is that big thing right now that, if you didn't have to think about how it would affect anyone else, what would it be? For me, it was my career. I used to be so like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. I can't pick me. I can't pick me. I picked me. I picked me. Are you going to pick you? So if you stripped everything away, what would you choose without hesitation? Okay, number 6. Where are you handing your power away? And how will the new you lock that gate shut? Are you saying yes to people you don't want to say yes to? Are you not putting yourself first? Number 7. What boundaries does this identity enforce like sacred law? I'm going to really push home these boundaries because it's really important. Because when you create this new identity, you have to protect this new identity. What lies or labels do I need to burn to fully step into this? One thing I really struggle with was I always looked at myself as the fat girl, the funny friend, and I finally had to say, you know what? No, I'm not her. That version of me doesn't exist anymore. I'm the hot girl. I'm the beautiful girl. I'm the funny girl. I'm the intelligent girl. I'm the awesome girl. What labels are you putting to bed today? What does your body language, your wardrobe, and your daily routine look like when you embody that version? I wake up every morning at 6 a.m. I didn't used to. I would wait until the buzzer buzzed and then I'd hit snooze many, many times. I wake up, I get ready, I take my kids to the school, and then I go to the gym. I come home. I've got a whole little routine here. I know what I'm gonna wear. Even when I dress casually, I have a certain level of self-respect. What does your day look like? What would feel luxurious and expansive, even if it scares you, that the new me would unapologetically claim? Maybe every single time you have coffee, you always make sure it's in a really cute, awesome coffee mug. Because every single time you sip from that coffee mug, it makes you feel luxurious. See, because luxury isn't just designer bags, it's how you look at yourself. It's treating yourself like luxury. Like you're worthy of wearing the makeup, even if you're not exactly where you want to be. You're still beautiful as you are. And if makes you feel awesome, then you wear it. You are still worthy of the 2 extra minutes to put on some tinted moisturizer and some mascara. And that could become your standard. Or you are worthy of, instead of sitting on your couch every time you eat a meal with the TV on, you are worthy of sitting at your dining room table with a real plate, not paper. and treating it like a beautiful ritual of self-love. And because I remember for years, every time I would make dinner, I would make everybody's plate. It would look really, really cute. And then I would always make my plate last. And it would always just be kind of slopped on there. I make my plate first now. And it looks cute. And sometimes I'll even take pictures of it. And because I'm a firm believer that you eat with your eyes first. That's luxury. What would your day look like if you only acted from the frequency of your favorite timeline? What would it look like? And I'm not saying to schedule it, but what would it feel like? What would it look like? How will people recognize this new identity without me even saying a word? Number 12. What will be so drastically differently about you? People are going to just be like, wow. Number 13. What do you need to let die inside or retire so this version can breathe? For me, it was the negative self talk. I had to be very honest with myself and I had to just be like, I'm done. Anytime I say something negative about myself, I reframe it immediately. And reframing is simple. It just means if you say something negative, you turn it around. Like if I say, oh, I don't like my stomach, I will turn it around and be like, wow, my stomach is looking slimmer and slimmer every day. And I'm so proud of myself. Or I'm so excited to see how much weight I can lose now that I'm taking it seriously. What's one bold move you can take today that proves this identity is already yours? Number 14. I suggest the negative self talk because when we change our inner world, it immediately impacts our outer world. Sometimes not as fast as we like, but that's okay. And finally, number 15, what would Archangel Michael demand you stop tolerating if you truly walked in your divine authority? See, these aren't cute little journal prompts, these are mirrors. And if you actually sit with them, you'll feel the old self finally breaking apart. And they work. And I know you're ready because you would not have found me if you were not ready for more. So if you want more, you got to do more. And that's why I'm here. I will absolutely put these questions in the description box. And uh, I'm still in mourning too. And I know a lot of you are experiencing a whole lot as well. And that's okay. And sometimes you're just gonna not be okay. And honestly, I'm not okay right now because um, loss is never easy. And he was a little baby, you know, and I rescued him, and his name was Goose, and I just loved him. He was so innocent and so pure, and I just loved him. And so, thank you for being patient with me and holding space for me and honoring my baby Goose. And I will see you guys on Monday. Have a beautiful weekend and do your homework. This will be graded. I love you guys. And these questions, like I said, will be in the description box.